everyone,
Okay.
welcome back to the Warhammer Enjoyers. We got another battle report for you. I was playing AJ today. This will be the Shamblerot Vecturium versus Inner Circle Task Force. AJ, how you doing?
Hi, I'm doing all right. I could be doing better if I actually won the.
All right,
Fine, fine, fine. No spoilers.
so this is my Shamblerot Victorium. Basically, I brought 120 Poxwalkers in a dream to this game. I had a biologist viewer. This was a 2,000 point game. I had a biologist putrefier attached to a 10-man plague marine squad, max special weapons, and then no bolters whatsoever. I replaced all those with heavy plague weapons. I had a noxious blightbringer with 20 poxwalkers, no enhancement. The real fun part of this list here was the Typhus with the Noxious Blightbringer with the Talisman of Burgeoning, which is the one that adds 1 to OC of all the units in the unit. Um, and then I attached that all to 20 Poxwalkers. I also had a Tallyman with a 5 main Plague Marine squad, max special weapons, 4 additional units of 20 Poxwalkers, 1 in strategic reserves, 2 Chaos Rhinos, maxed weapons, Photide Blowtrain with a heavy Blight Launcher, Mythetic Blight Hauler, and War Dog Brigand. In our first episode, AJ gave me shit for bringing 3 of them, and I didn't bring 3 of them this game. But let's see what AJ's list is. AJ, what did you bring 3 of today?
Repulsors then. It's
I'm
just
not. I don't
just
bring
it's gonna
repulsors.
you're going to. I bet you $100 that the day that you tell no, I don't have $100. I bet you a kiss on the lips that the day you tell me, Jory, can you leave the war dogs at home? You're gonna show up with 3 repulsors. You're gonna show up with 3 repulsors. I'm just gonna be like, fuck you.
Okay, I didn't bring technically three of anything,
Fuck
even though
you.
Jordan says I did. I technically brought Azrael, Captain with Relic Shield, Terminator Captain with Stormbolter, 5 Deathwing Knights with the Relic with the Relic weapon and power weapons, 10 Deathwing Terminators, 1 with the Cyclone Missile Launcher and 1 with the Plasma Cannon, a Gladiator Lancer, which
Fuck
is not a
you.
repulsor,
Fuck you.
Jordan. You can say all you want. That's the equivalency of saying you brought 3 rhinos when one of them's a predator.
Okay, okay.
A Hellblaster with all plasma and plasma pistol, 6 Inner Circle Companions, and 2 repulsors with the last talent and twin last cannons.
Yeah, I love when he brings all armor to it was spooky, but it was a fun game.
It looks a lot more
It looks
intimidating
a lot more
when.
intimidating than it really does. Battle layout, we had what, Crucible?
Yes, we had the Battle of the Crucibles there.
Yep.
As you can see, this is a little bit of a wonky
This
deployment,
one
but
was
it is a
wonky.
deployment nonetheless.
We had
I think it's wonky. I think like the Dawn of War, or in like the straight up like,
yeah,
hey, just you take this side, I take this
yeah.
side, or is a little bit more easier to set up than like, okay, so this is 8 inches, this
This
is
is this
20,
is the
this is
warm up for the
15.
actual game though. We ran Lynchprin as our primary. Essentially, if you do not control your home objective, you score 3 VPs for each objective marker. If you control your own, you get 3, and then whatever else you control is 5. And then we got Fog of War. We'll skip right to the deployment. Essentially, we rolled dice for who's got the side of the board. AJ got the red side, and then the big roll off was to see who got first, and take a guess who got to go first.
Ayo.
And based off our deployment here, you'll see why that matters. AJ, I'll let you. Do you just want to go back and forth here, or how do you want to handle this?
Well, I'll go off first because I want to first say something. There was already a misunderstanding before we even started.
True.
I was a little bit excited, and I had built a 3,000 point list, so I brought stuff for a 3,000 point list. I don't know why I had that in my head that we were gonna play 3,000 points, because Jordan only brought 2,000 points, assuming that we were just gonna play 2,000 points. So I quickly, on the fly, had to make something up as we went along with it. So, going on to the actual board here, I want to make clear that I actually put in like all my Terminators into my reserves here,
Mm-hmm.
and then put Azrael and the Inner Circle Companions in one repulsor, and the Hellblasters in another repulsor, while keeping the gladiator right on my home objective and keeping the captain with relic shield and blade guard, the 6-man blade guard, just hanging out, just staying right by the gladiator for the moment.
Uh,
Jordan, would you want to tell everybody where you get place your guys here?
Sorry, these guys were more kind of like back here. Yeah, because the deployment's a little diagonal. So we kind of had this back and forth deployment. AJ's first pred, what are they called?
Gladiators.
The repulsor thingy?
Yes.
Gladiator. All right. So his first gladiator that he placed was on his home. I placed that Poxwalker thing back there. I just kind of wanted to uh, because now Poxwalkers have infiltrators, I wanted to infiltrate and be aggressive with those and use those to tie down the armor. Because this was definitely a game where I wasn't going to kill everything of his, but was going to outscore on points. This second group of Poxwalkers down here went next. I had these guys. I did touch these guys onto the objective, which will come and roll later. 5-man Plague Marines in this Rhino here. I had a War Dog Brigand behind this because these were all just shooting lanes, all diagonally essentially. Rhino with the 10-man here, foe type blowtron with the Blight Launcher there. Noxious Blinker, Poxwalkers, basically everything's set up on the line. AJ, if you want to take us through your pretty crazy turn one.
So, first off, I would actually like to mention that my Terminator captain there had an enhancement called Deathwing Assault. For anybody who doesn't know, Deathwing Assault allows you to deep strike within turn 1. So what I did here was I took my Terminator with deep strike and I put him right here, right between this home objective or the no man's land objective and these two no man's land objectives, and then I put my 10-man Terminator squad right by them.
Yeah,
And
that was fucking nutty, dude. That I was not expecting that turn one. I
exactly,
did not
and
expect that. I didn't even know you guys could do that, and that was scary as fuck. That
yeah,
was
it doesn't
that
get much
was
better
yeah, that
either
was
because I had the what stratagem where I could put them in with 6 inches in between all your guys there,
yeah,
which
you like perfectly snuck that in. You were like 6 inches. Like if you had 9 inches, you couldn't get in here, but that 6 inches basically give you so much room to get in there.
6 inches allowed me to really stretch out like how I was gonna put those guys there because having a
Yeah, the six
10-man
inches
frigate
really
certainly.
allowed you to stretch it out.
I hate you for phrasing it like that. Um, but I was really happy right away with doing that because I was like I thought about that for a while there, and I was like I love this kind of idea. It really helps out a lot with Terminators because that's always been something I struggle with. Is trying to put those like Terminators in like like trying to deep strike those
Yeah, hey,
Terminators there because
you didn't even use
Terminators.
the teleport home or beacon either this time.
I didn't think about it. It was mainly because like the only Terminators I would be using it for was the Deathwing or the Deathwing Knights there,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't really need that for this, but I guess I could have used that.
All right. What else? I've completely forgotten our game. If you want to keep walking through your stuff,
Don't worry.
you moved the repulsor up, right?
Oh yes, I moved the repulsors up a little bit here, and I put and then I tried quickly like to regain like some land because I completely forgot that the Poxwalkers had infiltrators when we started our game. And that kind of freaked me out a little bit more than it should have because holy shit, like these guys are now going to become the new Nurgling variants because
Yeah,
infiltration is way worse than what I thought it was going to be.
yeah.
I thought like
You thought it was like
it
the
was going to be
scout shit.
yeah, I thought it was going to be a much stronger scouting thing cuz for anybody who doesn't know, I do not run anything with infiltration on it. So infiltration is still something that I'm like a little spacey on, so having that was like, oof. But I just kind of kept everything, and I tried to move everything as forward as I could, just trying to get more of like space in there and try to get rid of these Poxwalkers as quickly as I can. So after I dropped the Deathwing or the Terminator and the Deathwing Termies right between the two objective markers here, I started my shooting phase, trying to just wipe out as many many of these Poxwalkers as I
Yeah,
could
if you
right
were
away.
specifically shooting at the Typhus Noxious Blightbringer Pox, the
Yep,
blob, by
with
the
the
way.
Terminators,
Yeah.
they were going right for the Typhus and Noxious one because if anybody has watched our previous episode, we talked about this little combo here, and it is still just as nasty.
I didn't
But
even
I
get it
figured if I
off. I didn't even get it off. You didn't.
no,
Those guys didn't even get to. I didn't even get to run onto that objective. You just totally focused them
I
down.
I did not want to like do that. Now, this was also a little bit of my own downfall because I put those guys right in the middle of enemy fire from everything,
Yeah, and you guys
and
also couldn't do what?
I could that's where the second part of this here. I completely forgot you can't charge with
Yeah,
this.
what'd you do? It's
So
the relic teleportarium.
teleportarium.
Yep, you
Yes, that's the
cannot
stratagem.
charge out of that.
Yeah, it's again, raid if you have cover. I was not behind cover. That'll be important when it becomes Jordan's turn here.
All right.
But
So
essentially, yeah, I didn't do much other than just shoot
yeah,
up these
you
poxwalkers,
killed 31
especially.
poxwalkers that turn.
Yep, I just try to get like these two poxwalkers like by the repulsors,
Yeah, you
try
pretty
to whittle
much.
them down as best as I
Think you
could,
got
just so that
them.
I could try.
Think you got these guys down to 8. And you got these guys down like a couple.
Mm-hmm. I believe
So
you still had 14 of those.
yeah. Um, what do we all do this turn? So because of the infiltrators, I was actually able to score primary in turn 1. Um, or my turn 1 at least. I got 13 off of primary. For my secondary, I forgot what I had. Okay. What am I talking about? So these Pockers Walkers ended up shooting. All my shooting basically unloaded into these two gentlemen here in the middle. Photide Blittrode moves up, Pathetic Blightholler moves up, Noxious Blightbringer and Poxwalkers move up. These guys move back to scouts. War Dog Brigand walks up here. These guys move here and unload a little 5-man squad back here. This is pinning this off. Photide's here. Typhus and Company moves up, and Rhino stays back here. So this was pretty much the movement. These guys move back onto the objective and shooting. So Pathetic Blightholler opens up into this repulsor down here and does pretty good stuff with the Karak and Melta. They all connect. Um, the the Photide Blowtron with a heavy blight launcher killed 3 of your knights. It was pretty brutal, AJ.
Yeah, you killed
I was
quite a
running
lot of my
the
termies
minus
there.
one
Like you
save.
were,
I was running the minus one save aura. I forgot to
yeah.
mention that at the start. So yeah, AJ's just popping 4-ups. It was really gross. The D6 plus whatever it gets is really nasty. Typhus Bite and Blast went off. It kind of failed there. War Dog shot into your group. The Rhino shot into your group. The Plague Marine shot, and these guys like got what whittled down to like 2 before the charge.
No, I think
Was it?
you.
No, it
I
was
had
3. It was 3 in the
3.
guy list. Yep.
Yes, 3.
Okay. So then charges go out. This charges into.
No, I charged into you because
Oh,
I
oh.
didn't want. I guess because I didn't want you to surround me, as you did to the bottom
Oh yeah.
repulsor.
Yeah. So yeah, you pre-charged me, because this
Mm-hmm.
I do end up surrounding it. Because if I was able to surround this, he wouldn't be able to deploy his dudes, and you'd just be stuck in like forever. So you charged that. This was charged down here. And then everyone just kind of fucking dogpiled in over here. Typhus met, Noxious Spice, Bringer Brent, Poxwalkers here. These stayed because I had contaminate and establish locus, and I was going to use these guys to establish locus. And then how am I going to trigger contaminate? Due to the fog of war, you can't use base stratagems at the start of the game, but I was able to, what's it called? I was able to use the new Death Guard stratagem, shock and nope. Hidden Amongst the Dead, I basically get to pick a Poxwalker unit strategic reserves and let them have deep strike. So I was able to get behind enemy lines there, securing me that secondary. Charges went out. These guys all died. Typhus and the Poxwalkers round to 8, by the way. Typhus, I had also casted the Walking Pox, which was additional attacks, additional strength, and additional movement, I believe. And that left you with one captain on like 2 wounds, right? Or was that after the mortals got applied to him?
I think that was after the mortals got
Okay.
applied to him. Yeah.
Yeah, so sorry, I forgot. This guy moves up. Long story short, after all the shooting and all the melee, these Poxwalkers, by the way, long story short, bottom repulsor was left on 1 HP. This guy up
And the,
here from Poxwalkers alone got brought down to 4 HP. This guy was
yeah.
left, and these guys were just kind of back here. So this was a pretty brutal turn 1. Um, I ended up scoring 5 points off of primary, so I was up 18-0 to AJ. And it was a lot of damage. Like those Poxwalkers brought. Um, well, I think the crack and the meltas did pretty good work. I think it got you down to like 8 or 10 or something.
Missiles and the meltas did
Yeah,
such a good job.
yeah,
But yeah, so you knocked like these down with to 10, and then like
yeah. The
as it went
Poxwalkers
on,
like put
it
in
grew.
work. Lethal hits with the Poxwalkers with 20 attacks was really good. Pathetic blight haulers are still good. I think they're okay. I kind of got spazzy on the Death Guard Codex. I think they're fine at 95 points, but this is only because this one hit. But I really love it. But what I really love off of this round was that heavy Blight drone for like 100 points. So I brought it to go shoot heavies. It's -2. It's -1 AP, -2. Let me go consult the sacred texts really quick here. I don't know what that was
The
for.
sacred text.
It's -2 AP, 3 damage, but with the aura that I was running, it -3 AP at 3 damage, strength 10, D6 plus. It was just such a good unit. And that thing put in so much work. So AJ had killed another 7 Poxwalkers that turn, and then we were on
Mm-hmm.
to AJ's turn, top of turn 2 after a very long lunch. No, we started your turn 2 into
Yeah, we
lunch.
started my turn too. So we did movement, and I believe we did shooting. Did we
Yeah,
do
it
shooting?
was movement into shooting.
Yes. So I managed to get get the Hellblasters out of the repulsor,
Yep,
put them right behind them,
yep.
because you just only managed to just start curving it around,
Yeah, like I
because
got it like
due
right
to
like on the horizontal sides of the repulsor, like the ass end of it. I
right,
just was able to stretch him that far.
right. So if anybody can kind of see here, this is obviously a small gap, so I jammed it in there just like enough where it was kind of a struggle to swarm it. And then I believe I also took Azrael and the Inner Circle Companion
Got him out.
out. Sadly, the captain was battle shocked during my turn 2, so he didn't do a whole heck of a lot after the Terminators went down.
Yeah.
And then I think I left the Gladiator Lancer right there while I moved my my Relic Captain and the Blade Guard right towards your Poxwalkers. Then I did more shooting, and I whittled down a little bit more of your Pathetic Blight Hauler because I did not want to deal with that, so I did some shooting there.
Let's not
So
talk about
all
that, bro. The fucking the hunter killer missile, whatever the fuck, that took my
Dude,
Jesus, bro. You brought that thing down to 4 HP. That thing was so gross.
that
High rolled it.
listen,
I forget that those
yeah,
things have it. Like I remember that like Rogel Door, like the Imperium of those hunter killer missiles, but was not expecting that.
yeah. So I used that on this to get the Pathetic Blight Hauler down to 4, and I also used some of it to pepper up a little bit more of the Poxwalkers. I then then I did some shooting onto the Poxwalkers themselves with the Hellblasters there. And I did some shooting, I believe, with the repulsor. I think I did more shooting with this squad of Poxwalkers as well. I think I got him down to like 2.
Yeah, the one on the topmost repulsor up here, that you got him down to like two units.
Mm-hmm. And then, oh, I should also mention, I dropped my Deathwing Knights
Yep.
right here, right behind your Plague Marines. So I dropped them kind of right here.
Yeah, there's plenty of
Yeah.
room. I wasn't too much screening for a deep strike because remember I still have a whole 10-man like plague marine. This battle is what I like to call solved. There was nothing at this point that AJ could actually do to win the game, and so I got a little sloppy. No, I'm kidding.
Admittedly, that was kind of
No,
like the
I
issue
if those
here.
repulsors weren't at below half health after turn one, I would have been way more like cautious and whatnot. But those things got whittled down so fucking quick.
Yeah, that was just. I didn't think that was gonna happen. I guess maybe like I should have screened better
Hmm.
for the repulsors, but my goal was like again to see like how big your infiltrators were. Like I was hoping that I could just like contest like your objective markers. Because I figured if I could do like contest 2 of them, I could be good.
Hmm. No.
And then yeah,
um.
no,
Yeah.
just straight
So
up no.
yeah, basically told you fuck off.
And then after I did my shooting here, which for anybody who's wondering, Deathwing Knights, I love the models. I still feel like though they are just like a little underpowered when you're using the power weapons and not the maces, because the maces are good against vehicles and they're well known for that. But I ran them with the swords just to clear off some infantry because there was a lot of infantry, as the title can tell you. Um, but like, yeah, they have no shooting, so there was no shooting I could do with them. And then after that, we went off to lunch for a bit, broke off of that, had a little fun, and then went straight into charging. So I managed to get a charge roll right into your Plague Marines.
Yep.
And I think, yeah, didn't I turn them like this,
Yeah.
like yeah,
So
wipe them off
plague
the board?
marines, yeah, toughness 7, yada yada yada. There's still 2 wounds a pop. And AJ, how much damage does most of your fucking melee weapons do?
2 damage
Yeah, and I'm not making
each.
5 up saves any day of the week. So this bag squad here went bye bye. That was actually the
Yeah,
first
real.
wipe of the actual game. Yeah,
Yes.
a sacrificial unit. They will be remembered.
Yeah, I get that's something I will say is that even though the Deathwing doesn't have maybe all the best legs to stand on, the melee alone on that kind of makes it
Yeah,
worth
that
it to
really
have because
hurts.
yeah, they're great. You can get them real good against again infantry with the swords, but if you get the maces, you get a lot of anti-vehicle and anti-monster on there, so that would also be really helpful for like if you have vehicles. But outside of that, I believe then I charged Azrael. No, I didn't charge Azrael. I kept Azrael there with the Inner Circle
Yeah, you
Companion.
moved them up. You moved them not. Yeah, you
Ye-
moved them up.
Yeah. And then I charged the Relic Captain with the Blade Guard into the Poxwalkers there.
Yep.
And I whittled them down to a good chunk, I would say. I think by the end of my turn, there was only 12
Yeah,
Poxwalkers?
you also were grabbing my Poxwalkers from the front instead of the back. Just kidding.
Okay, you make that a big
He
deal.
was taken. I'm gonna put a visual on the screen for the YouTube. Tell me which one you're grabbing from the back. Yeah. No, he was grabbing it from the fucking right side. All right. Yeah, no, you killed those guys. At this point in you can keep going over your turn, but you killed 64 Poxwalkers at this point in the game. Yeah. No. Is you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah, no, your Deathwings, yeah, did pulled off a 9-inch charge into my Plague Marines. I tried overwatching them, didn't hit squat, and just fucking nuked them.
Honestly, it was disappointing to basically just say, okay, repulsor gone. Repulsor gone.
Yeah. So this was
Gone.
the clapback. Yeah, the clapback
Yeah, that
was
That hurt a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah. Yeah, it was pretty bad. Um,
Just a bit.
yeah. That was pretty rough for you to lose that.
It
Um,
didn't help either that, like, admittedly, like, it would have been helpful if at least one of them deadly demised, because then I could have at least, like, got rid of a group of Poxwalkers
oh no, the
that they.
Poxwalkers didn't kill the repulsor. The War Dog did on my shooting because I moved him up.
Yes, I forgot
Yeah,
about that.
no, they died on the clapback over here because in my movement phase, I also had a tallyman that I was rolling. I was really able to spam, um, like a lot of my good enhancements. An enhancement which killed your captain, right?
My
Cause
Terminator Captain?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I have a little
Yes.
enhancement that every time you kill a model in a unit, or it's like a command point, you roll a d6 for each. No, that was I did try casting that. That didn't kill it. I typhus bite and blast him in the face, um, killing him, which allowed these guys to move back over here. War Dog moved up to shoot the repulsor, which it killed. Poxwalkers started moving this way. Photon Blitron moved this way. Noxious Blightbringers were moving up. Methodic Blight Hauler moved up. Um, and Rhino starts going over here. Um, the the brigand split fired. I don't remember killing. I think I killed like 2 people in as Azrael's group. But most of the shooting tried dumping into these knights over here. And how many were you left with? It was a lot of shooting. I whiffed with the Photon Bloat Drone. Typhus, Noxious Pipeburner didn't do anything. How many of these guys did I kill? Also, I brought these guys up.
You killed 2 of those
Yeah, I was
guys.
really AJ was really making up his 4-ups at the end of the game, which was really annoying. Uh, Pathetic Blighthauler cracked into the fucking Hellblasters and fuck them, and they shot back and chipped away at my Hellblaster, chipped away at my Rhino. I think I got you down to like
Yeah,
what, like 7 hell
I
or
had 3 left by the end of the turn.
yeah, Poxwalkers charge in. These guys are gone. No, they were tied up at the end of the game. It was pretty
Yep.
much a loss over here. Um,
Yeah, this was pretty. This
yeah,
bottom corner was pretty much a wash.
yep.
This top corner though, I think I could have gotten away with just like wiping these
Yeah,
off.
you could have definitely killed all those, but you weren't gonna win a game with just a fucking
Like
whatever it's called
Gladiator,
and these
Asriel,
goons.
Inner Circle
Yeah,
Companions,
no.
and
Well, I still had that whole
yeah,
10-man Plague Marines that I still like. I had a 100 and whatever points that I still hadn't used. So we basically called
yeah.
it here. AJ scored 3 on primary that turn. He scored 2 on secondary. I scored 18 on primary, and then I had the area denial secret mission, which I would have. There was just no way he was going to contest any of this. That was pretty much the game. Final score without area denial was 41 to 5. Poxwalker throwdown. Fuck you, AJ, for breaking 3 takes.
You say that like it was so bad. Like
Bro, you
this game.
literally bring a 3 take. I'm just kidding. This is just completely a bit. No, it was a fun game. We really
No, it
had a
was
lot of
definitely a fun game,
fun
and
with
yeah.
the Shamblerot Vecturium. I had a lot of fun with it. I'm excited to play that again with. I don't know if I'll bring it to my guard game next week Sunday, but we'll see. AJ, thoughts, finals, anything to say?
Oh, I think it was absolutely fun to like play like this game and everything like that with you. And even though I lost, I had a lot of fun, especially like throwing around these Poxwalkers, because I believe at the end of the day, I got
Oh yeah,
over half of the
yeah. I
130.
brought
I didn't,
120 to the game. AJ over the course of the game had killed 74.
which I consider a huge win, even if like that it amounted to very little to the actual score game. I had a lot of fun just like kind of pecking off like each and every one of these Poxwalkers, and I wouldn't be surprised if Jordan ever brings these lists up again.
Maybe.
I feel like the one thing I would change is I would probably, though I like the Deathwing Knights, I probably would get rid of them and just replace them with Hellblasters,
Oh no,
just
no,
so then I
yeah,
could.
yeah, yeah. Tell them what your original 3K list was gonna all be. He knew. AJ said.
Oh, you want me to tell everybody what the 3K list was supposed to be?
Yeah, how you fucking put every blast weapon you could find in the list.
Wow, that's pretty much it for everybody who's involved.
Just
That was my
counterpicking me, guys.
whole.
Help!
Was gonna bring Azrael, a Blade Guard Ancient, a Captain, a Terminator Captain, 2 squads of Intercessors, a 6-man Blade Guard squad, 2 Deathwing Knights. One of them's gonna have the relic weapons and the power weapons, and one of them's gonna have the maces. That same 10-man squad of Termies, Gladiator Lancers, 2 squads of Hellblasters, Inner Circle Companions, Redemptor Dreads with the plasma cannons or plasma incinerators, Repulsor, so with las weapons, and the Repulsor Executioner with the plasma incinerator. I was
Mm,
gonna use everything that I could to blast those off the board.
that's
I'm
pretty.
more shocked, honestly, though, Jordan, that like you could manage to get that many Poxwalkers,
Thank
like
you.
with under 2,000 points.
Yeah, it's actually insane. I think it's really good. I won't be surprised if Poxwalkers get a slight point increase. I think for 120 points for an infiltrator squad, right? Is it 120 for a 10? Because these guys, wait, oh holy shit, dude, how much is this a 10-man squad? It's 130 for 20. Oh my god, bro, it's 60 points for 10 Poxwalkers. Those are definitely gonna go up. Those are arguably better than Nurglings. No, not arguably, but there's some. Those are just better. Well, actually, they're 20. I don't know. Poxwalkers are. I'm completely rambling here. Yeah, no. The so many Poxwalkers for so cheap. I will run that list again. So thank you for everyone who came out today. I appreciate you guys, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye
Bye bye.
bye.